I'm Rob Van Dam. The whole show.
From Battle Creek, Michigan, weighing 230 pounds.
Beautiful. Tremendous.
Yes. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Does anything special happen on Tuesday, Rob, that we can tie it into the show? Like
Taco Tuesday. Happy
Taco Tuesday. Yes.
Titty Tuesday.
Ooh, Titty Tuesday. Show your titties.
Woo.
Show your titties. Oh my God, I can't.
There you go.
What's up, everybody? Hey, Rob, how are you?
I was just telling you, every time I give my dogs their food or our plates and let them lick them or whatever, I set something down on the ground for them, I always say, enjoy, like every single time. And I don't know if they appreciate it or not, but I was just thinking, thanks for becoming a big fucking joke. Bad business, Bobby Fulton.
So he was at WrestleCon. Did you run into him at all?
Didn't run into him. No.
Good.
Wasn't really trying to, but did you?
I did. Oh yeah.
Did he take your money?
No, maybe he did. I didn't have cash on me, luckily. I didn't have cash on me.
Somebody's trying to tell me about a promoter that supposedly ripped off two people by ordering their services and then canceling on the payment or something. And they were like, you think Bobby's bad? This guy's a worse piece of shit than Bobby. I'm like, wait a minute. I've talked to 500 people that will back up the bad business Bobby has fucked them over as well. You're talking about two people. That's not the same thing at all. That's a
very small sample size in comparison to Bobby.
Like,
I know. There's the guy I do commentary with in IWC here in Pittsburgh, Joe Dombrowski. He does he did Juggalo Championship Wrestling. He called your match at the show on WrestleMania weekend. Hope you do. He has some horror stories about bad business Bobby too. So
everybody does. So that's the point. Is like, no, you got a long way to go. That's like putting a drunk driver that accidentally kills somebody and saying, well, they're just like Hitler because he killed fucking, ethnicities of people.
Right. Genocide.
I'm just saying. That's a weird comparison, but damn it, sometimes you got to be weird.
Sometimes you got to be weird. Rob, who did it say this?
Who?
Maybe it was a sports commentator or something. They said they've been called weird before and they're okay with being called weird. Are you okay if somebody calls you weird?
Oh, absolutely.
Me too, right?
I mean, they can call me anything and I'm going to be probably okay with it anyway. I mean, if they really try to offend me, then at most, maybe I'll be like, oh, that sounds offensive. But, but please feel free to call me whatever and to judge me. Until someone learns to judge me by my own values and find that I'm not doing good. Until then, they ain't got nothing on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If I could convince you with your own values that you're not a good person, that's some self-judging, inner searching shit that you can't be dishonest about because you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Right?
And that's also what makes us proud people when we know that by our values that we're crushing it. So congratulations to all of us. Spark them if you got them. I'm gonna try and get this in before Katie and the babies do a run in.
Do it too.
Which I expect shortly.
Yes, Katie will be coming in here soon. She'll be there with
all of us that know that we're doing what we can and we're damn proud of it with what we got to work with.
Yes, indeed. And hey. Shout out to everybody live here tuning in. We are live on RVDTV.com and on Rob Van Dam's YouTube channel. So be sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe, drop a comment inside. Excuse me, I lost my voice.
This movie, One Day at a Time. Wait.
Oh, you got it. I see it.
Okay, yeah, but I'm just trying to think of how to introduce this because it's trivia Here's trivia for the whoever gives a fuck, but you're not gonna know this. But this was the original name of a movie I did that changed. It changed to Assault on V33, something like that. And it was originally called One Day at a Time, and that's where this coffee mug came from, was the set. Assault on V33. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. That, by the way, I also did. This is the same guy, same crew I worked with several times. I did the shark movie, Three-Headed Shark Attack. I did actually the Steven Seagal movie was with this crew. I did the Christmas movie that I did. Christmas movie was Second Chance. And anyway, I've done quite a few movies. I see people are still just sometimes still discovering. Like, everyone is ignorant to what they don't know, and we never have the whole picture. That's like got to be number 2 on my list of our ideology is the most important thing to have in mind when it comes to perspective, is that we never have the entire picture. That guy's telling me about he screwed this guy over and I screwed this guy over, and I'm like, yeah, but I know there's more to a story than that. He goes, no, I know for a fact. You know what? You know that guy's side of the story. I'm sure if you talk to the promoter, he's going to tell you a different side. There's no question about it. 99% chance it's going to be different than that guy's story. But anyway, we never have the whole fucking picture or story. And why was that relevant? Talking about the shark movie, talking about the this and that. Anyway, what I wanted to get to was I was just going to comment and then move on, that I get comments sometimes like, dude, I saw your movie, man. Where can I get that? Or something like that. Or, dude, where can I see your movie? I saw part of it the other day. And it's like, I've actually done quite a bit of movies, and I've done several that haven't even come out that I don't know if you'll ever see or not. One of those just broke through. And it is a bit of a remake from a classic from the 60s. It's a zombie movie. As far as I know, I got the fucking poster. It's pretty sure it's going with the Night of the Living Dead. I wonder if I could show you the poster. Anyway, I've had a few people have told me that it's been turning up in the Night of the Living Dead. It's been turning up on horror movies in the trailers, and I think I read May 11th is going to be a debut. Not 100% sure about that, but anyway, in my world, like, that's been something that's been coming up a bit lately, is people saying, dude, I saw you in a zombie movie trailer, and so pretty cool, something to watch for, especially if you like zombies.
Well, Rob, that's crazy you brought that up, because I was literally going to bring that up, because, dude, I didn't know if that was you or not. I saw it pop up on social media. Like, one of my buddies from, like, one of my wrestling writer colleagues, he posted it in a Facebook chat, and I clicked on it, and I was like, oh, is he just joking? Is that really Rob? Because I didn't hear anything about this in the remake Night of the Living Dead. That's the infamous George Romero movie here based out of Pittsburgh. And, like, I saw the guy, and I was like, that looks
based out of Pittsburgh, but okay, that's cool.
Yeah, based out of Butler, PA. They filmed it all in.
Nice.
Yeah, and so I saw you there, and I didn't know if it was you or not. I was like, is that really Rob? And then, because I didn't hear you talk about it before, I was like, I think that's just a guy that looks like Rob, and I never brought it up. So that's awesome. That's actually you.
Yeah. That's
Hell
me.
yeah. How was that film?
Vivian Fox, Carrie.
Vivica Fox.
I don't want to say Carrie Underwood. I know that's not her name.
Let me take a look. That's awesome. You're in a remake of that. That's actually really, really cool.
Do you know the movie, the original?
I never saw the movie, but I'm super aware of it. Yeah.
Because
Tom Savini. Oh, go ahead.
The character in the original is like a redneck cop that's like goes proactive on hunting the zombies down and shit. And obviously my character's based on that guy.
Ooh, I can't wait to see it. We don't know when it's coming out, though, do we?
I can tell you in a minute because I think I saw May 11th on subscription services, whatever channel it's on, and then I think on a transactional video on demand. I think it was like 2 months later or something. But I can possibly there's a link to it, so yeah, I can look at it. I can do two things at once. I just won't do one thing. I can do two things at once as long as one of them I'm not doing. Okay.
I'm serious. So it's seeing David Carradine. No, not David Carradine. Robert Carradine is in it, and Vivica A. Fox. I want to see. Okay, here it is, right here. Let's see if I can find it. It's on IMDb.
Kevin Nash. No, he's not in it.
Oh, Big Kev's in it. Nice.
He's in a lot, though.
He is in a lot.
For Kevin.
Shout out to Kev.
I already forgot what I'm looking up now.
The Night of the Living Dead.
Oh.
Dude, that's crazy. That was you. I can't believe, because I saw it and I was like, that guy looks a lot like Rob. I was like, but he hasn't mentioned anything. I don't think it's Rob. It's pretty much you.
Well, this thing we've been waiting on for a while. It had some delays, so we're very pleased to see it reach the curtain.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, the neat thing about it, George Romero, he used to, in Bloomfield where I live, there's a place called the Pleasure Bar. It sounds like a strip club, but it's like an old Italian restaurant. And he used to hang out in there, him and Tom Savini. Tom Savini, he does all the makeup stuff. He did all the Bray Wyatt stuff in WWE and he's like a horror legend, basically, horror movie legend. And he still lives in Bloomfield. I saw him at my bank the one time. So he's he kind of lingers around here too. So it's pretty neat. It's an awesome year in that movie. I'm really excited about that. So that's really, really cool. I'd play the trailer. I have the trailer right here, but we'd probably get flagged if I played the trailer. So
yeah, I don't know where my fucking release dates went. I had a link to an article. And of course, now that I'm looking for it, it doesn't appear anywhere. But it was an article on the movie, and it had the dates. And I know exactly which fucking thread it was. So quit lying to me.
Quit fucking lying.
I hate you.
Fucking stupid internet.
I do hate my phone, and I tell it several times a day.
Would you?
It called. Oh, I just found what I found. It my phone does things on its own all the time. I'm not even touching it. It's in my pocket, and all of a sudden, we'll hear something playing, and it's either called somebody or it could be playing YouTube or whatever. It does that. It's too sensitive. It does that shit all the time. And last week I saw there was a hot girl on Instagram that I liked her photos or whatever, and then I looked. Next time I looked on my phone called her through Instagram.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that can happen though. There's the little call thing. I think I've done that before with people I chat with or whatever on IG.
I'm always telling my phone I hate it because and it doesn't understand me. I need it. I need to be alone with it sometime and train it for my voice because I spend just as much time going back spacing and fixing what it fucked up as all the time that I save by talking to it. I'll just be tell Dom I'm good for the show tonight. And it'll go on its own. Fucking Tom and Jerry are on A&E tonight. What the? I didn't fucking say that. So subscription video on demand May 11th and video on demand October.
Ooh. So you can subscribe.
Halloween. There's a scary holiday in October.
Is it? Oh, wow. I never heard of that.
Go inside, perhaps.
Wow. Man. Well, Maddie also said, Maddie said release date. Well, a trailer was released in April 26th, an exact specific date, but you just gave it. Premieres after that. So.
Yeah, and sometimes people ask me, would you ever, do you want to do another movie? Would you do another movie or would you do more? Is that something you like or whatever? And it's something, I'm an opportunist. So sometimes when it works out and stuff, I'm grateful to be able to do it. You're not gonna hear me brag about my acting experience. I mean my acting talents. I don't think that I'm necessarily gonna raise the industry to new levels. I don't have any hopes or anything like that, you know. But but on that though, man, maybe I should almost wait till Katie's here to say this, but it's just flows, yo. You got to go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
We watched Wrong Side of Town recently, like a couple weeks ago. We just talked about it last week because the cop said, I can't give this guy a ticket. I just saw him on TV last night.
Right.
Right. So anyway, Katie had never seen it, right? And we watched it, and I was telling her beforehand, you know, this was 2009. I said I really picked up my acting game after this when I, like in 2016, I learned how to like commit more instead of it just being RVD saying a part. And I just felt, you know, like whatever I said, that's what I was trying to say, you know, just in a couple words. And she was like, okay, I got you, whatever. And we watched it. And not only did she think that the acting was like totally fine, I noticed that that's me. And like in real life, I am flat and boring and monotone. So I don't come across that like a lot of dramatic actors would. So like the whole time she's like, I don't know what you're talking about with the acting. And I'm like, you know, that is how I really say stuff like that, you know, like, and it doesn't translate that well, like to, you know, to being an action star when I'm monotone and I'm key in everything is just like, BR, you owe me one, dude. Oh, come on, you set me up. Bro, you set me up. It's just like, that's as exciting as I get. But I just thought that was funny, though. Like, it gave me a different perspective on it. Because afterwards, I actually learned to, like, make funny faces and stuff. Like, when I was out there with the Steven Seagal movie, and me and Tim were out there doing a dialogue, whatever. Like I would like before I would have been, you know, like I got to make sure I look really good, you know, spray, you know, to be on camera and shit. And this time it was like, it helped that the sun was in my eyes and it just made it like more authentic, you know, and more real. And the sun was there. And I was just like, you know, he fucking, we shoot him as soon as we see him. Right. You know, and it was just like, made it like it was easier to commit to being in that moment and being that like what it entailed instead of being a fish out of the water and just being RVD saying lines, which basically is how I started with City Guys.
Well, did you think so when you watched Wrong Side of Town with Katie, you thought you were pretty flat, but what did Katie think of you?
Oh, she liked it. She liked it.
Yeah.
She thought I did good and thought it was just like me.
Oh, okay. Because like
to the point, though, I mean, it was the lot. Dave DeFalco tailored the script, wrote it knowing me. So like throughout the whole movie, she's like, "That's exactly what you would do." And she's like, "That is you. That is so you." And she kept saying that because it was written to be like that. So like we go, my neighbor. Wrong Side of Town. My neighbor and his wife end up going out with me and my wife to a restaurant. He knows the owner. Boom, boom, boom. We go out to eat, and then just right off the bat, when we get in the door, he's excited because there's a lot of people there. It's like, wow, this place is happening, huh? And I'm like looking around, like, yeah, it really happening. And I'm looking around uncomfortable and like I do, like when I'm in crowds, I don't like crowds. Yeah. I hate crowds. I don't like being, you know, when there's a whole bunch of people in there and I'm like, you know, can we find like a table that's in the back secure or something? And that was just my character throughout that whole scene. And like, and then my wife doesn't come back to the table after she goes to powder her nose or something. And I start freaking out looking for her. And I'm walking around and just every time I look, there's a bunch of people. I'm like, you know, and I turn and shit. Katie every time is like, that is you. That is so you. And so there's a lot of that, you know, for better or worse, it was, more authentic and really me, even though it's not very dramatic. And so it was true to my actions, maybe more than subpar acting. You know.
Well, when I took acting classes in college and stuff like that, one of the methods that I always kind of apply to myself is the magic as if, I think it was called. And it's like you put yourself in a situation, and it's not going to be the exact situation that you're in a scene or whatever it is, but like it's as if you're doing this. So like, for example, like if I have a loss, say if in the play my mother dies or something like that. Now I can't relate to that. My mother thankfully hasn't, but I can relate to like, oh, this is how I reacted when my pet died way back when.
Right.
And I can
comparisons. Yeah.
Yeah.
You replace it with something that you can relate to. That's real.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So in that roundabout too, Rob, it's like you're still acting, obviously, but it's like, too, I think just right off the base from like, it's cool that, what's the guy's name? DeFalco? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's cool that he based it off of you. At the same time, too, he still understood the kind of personality and charisma that you have already just from you. And so you conveying that, it's like it's a great part then for you, obviously. So it fits the bill, right?
The character's name even is Bobby Kalinowski.
Wow. So it's like basic.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, you said that to make it sound like Robbie Zakowski, right? And he said, believe it or not, I actually went to school with a kid named Bobby Kalinowski.
What?
Yeah, it's like, oh, all right.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
That is pretty cool. Now, Batista's in that movie too, right? Correct?
Yes.
So did he tailor the part for Batista too? What he knew for Batista as Dave?
Yeah. And as far as I know, I think that was the first thing Dave did. You know what I mean? And he just blew the fuck up. And I didn't know at the time that he was crushing it that much. You know what I mean? He told me I was crushing it. Like he put me over. He was like, "Man, Rob, you're gonna surprise a lot of people when this movie comes out." You know, and my head was like, "Say more." It's like the director, or I'm sorry, the producer, Carson Lorenz, who did the Harold and Kumar movies. He was wanting to do like another movie, much bigger budget, like a Bruce Lee. It was written for Bruce Lee, like from the guy that did Die Hard and Con Air.
Let me take a look. Die Hard.
John Conway.
Sounds right. Directly. Let me take a look.
Maybe. Anyway, this guy, he had the script and he had the rights to want to do it. He thought I was the guy, and so I was thinking, fuck yeah, man, this is gonna be awesome. But then when it came out, what it did was it launched Dave, because all of a sudden Dave just started fucking. He went to I don't know if he went right to the Marvel one, but he did the
a couple years after
the Man with the Golden Arms or whatever. That I love that one. What Man with the Golden something. It's a Chopsaki kind of movie that he did with a rapper, Raja or something, R-A-J, or some rapper that's name sounds something like that. Not Raja Jackson, but I do have his.
Yeah. Not that one. Not that one.
But anyway, yeah, Dave was fun on there, and he was a last minute addition, and then they kept adding his part, and Dave DeFalco like fell in love with Batista. And then all of a sudden was like, you know what? The next movie we're going to do with him, and then we'll alternate back and forth. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, you bitch. Just say, be upfront with me at least, But I didn't know that Dave was, crushing it to that level. I didn't recognize, but he just had I love everything I've seen him do. And,
he's great.
Yeah.
He's really good. I remember when he was in WWE and he was in backstage segments and stuff like that when he was interacting with Triple H and certain things. And I was like, dude, this guy can he's got some layers to him. Some of the subtleties he would even do backstage. I was like, he's got some acting chops. And so Wrong Side of Town, that was probably one of the very first movies he got to do. And like, so for him to kind of get the start there and then branch off to do, Guardians of the Galaxy, and then he just takes off from that. It's just like such a cool thing to see, because he really gave everything up. Like I remember him talking about too, when he went to do acting, that like nobody gave a shit he was a wrestler. And it was almost like a detriment to be a wrestler before that, like, and go into auditions. And like, so he just really hustled from the ground up, and things just took off that way for him. So it's incredible. It's really incredible.
Mm-hmm. Great story.
Fellas, you already know what time it is. It's time to level up, and Blue Chew just dropped something crazy. I'm talking next level, championship belt, gold-plated energy. One of a kind, if you will. Blue Chew Gold is the newest innovation from the #1 chewable ED brand. This ain't your grandpa's little blue pill. No, no, no. This is the 4-in-1 beast that's setting the gold standard for performance. We're talking 2 ingredients for blood flow to keep that rocket pumping, mixed with apomorphine and oxytocin to turn up the arousal and connection in your brain and body. Blue Chew Gold dissolves under your tongue and works just as little in 15 minutes. That means you can get it on quicker and stay in the game longer. Elevation without hesitation. This is peak passion and peak performance in a single tablet. And we at RVD got a special deal for our listeners. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with code RVD. That's promo code RVD. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And hey, we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
Hey, when it comes to making decisions like with acting or performing, something else that it brings to mind, I saw an entrance that I did for the JCW on stage, and and I saw it earlier where like I just where I'm like walking down slow, and then I looked and I couldn't really see the steps. It was funny because it doesn't seem that dark on camera, but I just knew that the comments were gonna chew me up because they don't like when I walk out like that, and it was a lot like with AEW like several years ago, and I'm not saying they're wrong, but I can add some insight when I hear the music of Pantera, right, and that riff is playing. In my mind, go ahead, sing it for me so I can reenact it. Like,
okay, breathe, respect.
Okay, stop. Yeah,
okay.
Something like that. But anyway, for me, when I'm behind the curtain, what it inspires in me is like, it obviously brings me back to the ECW times. It makes me think of like, boom, I'm the whole effing show. Take my time, like I fucking walk out there slow, like feeling like every step, and feeling my body, fucking feeling big and whatever, and that's it inspires that, which is like what I did in AEW when everyone's like, he was so slow and he couldn't breathe. Oh my god, like I almost called 911 for him, and I noticed that I did something like similar to that too, but it doesn't inspire you. I can do the sideways shuffle, right out of the curtain and shit, which I did that the second time with AEW just to change what everybody said,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I did the sideways shuffle out there and shit. But normally it doesn't inspire that, especially when it's a really, really short entrance. I don't want to like run out there and then I'm already there and shit. So like I walk out like real slow, feeling like, for me, getting into the mood and the character and getting ready to come out to the cheers when they're saying RVD, RVD. To me, it's a real slow, let me engage with this vibration and meet it, halfway and like, hell, fucking welcome me, welcome you, right on. And anyway, whenever I come out slow, the people are like, oh my god, dude, he could barely fucking move. And so I just wanted to bring that up. There's more to the entrance too, but I wanted to wait till Katie got here to talk about that as she comes in. We'll get back to part 2 on that.
Do you find yourself when, say, if you go out for a match and you're not in the right mindset, does an entrance and like doing all that kind of stuff get you right in the right mode for it? Or
I mean, it would, like during times, especially when there's like a really big, when there's something special, you know, about the crowd. But always though, when they're screaming, chanting your name, and they're all lined up trying to high five you, it's always at least the high point of the night. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But sometimes it's higher than others, and sometimes, you know, when it's like a really big crowd, you know, and I would like look around and everyone's got signs, you know, for me and shit. It's like I'm genuinely humbled, you know, that they took the time to cut out a huge fucking 6-foot RVD with the thumbs, you know, and have fucking 5 people to handle it and shit. And I'm just like, holy fuck, really? You guys did that to show your love for me? That's fucking awesome. And that's like the real fucking moment I plug into that energy. If it wasn't there and everyone was super quiet and I went out, it would be so weird. That's why, like during COVID, it was almost like a different job, because it was like going out there, going out there and just kind of like going through moves of a match, but not being able to engage or play off of or time off of any kind of stimulus whatsoever, except for the guy you're in the ring with. It was just weird, the whole thing, because that's always been a big part of it for me. It starts earlier in the day, you know, like especially those big shows. I hear from fans all the time, telling me that in 2013 in Placid, New York, before the show, all the wrestlers were parking in the parking lot and going in, and then when I came out, the security told everybody that I couldn't sign because I had to get in, and then I went around security and signed their autographs, took their pictures anyway. I hear that story so much that it must be true. I hear that often. And anyway, that is and always has been part of me getting charged up. Starts early in the day like that. I used to love doing meet and greets when they had it available, and it's kind of a complete different energy. You're there in front of fans that are super excited to meet you. It's a really big experience for them, whether they were a contest winner or whatever. And then when you're in the dressing room, it's like everybody, it's just a whole bunch of egos, and everybody thinks they're the best, and that they and that their turn is next as soon as somebody slips on a banana peel, you know.
right.
Yeah.
Raven was talking in his documentary, meeting fans, and he was
Raven's
pretty
full of shit. No, I'm just joking.
well. So he was talking about how interacting with fans, and they were showing like clips.
I didn't pay him anything. Pay him.
Oh man, what a feud that would be! Bad Business Bobby versus Raven. But he was talking about how
Raven.
like interacting with fans and stuff like that, and how sometimes he just doesn't feel like doing it. Like it's just not his thing. And he was like, and you know, I thought it was like, wow, that's like, I appreciate the honesty about it all. Like, because I'm sure at times, like if you have a certain type of personality, you're not going to want to do that stuff. Is there a certain amount of times where you're just like, I don't feel like doing all this stuff, not necessarily because of the fans' fault, but you just not in the mood. But then once you get in that mode, it just amps you back up. Are you always kind of just appreciative of that?
I can't think of a time where I felt like not meeting the fans and getting their love, you know, and positive energy. And I like doing it. I have felt like I don't want to leave home. I don't feel like traveling today. You know, I don't want to get out of bed today. Shit like that. I had a spark of a thought. I'm going to see if I can tap into it, if I can find it. Something of I don't feel like exciting today, and then maybe it'll hit me later. I thought I had a story.
Raven not wanting to interact with
Well,
fans.
no, but I do know that a lot of wrestlers don't seem to really be enjoying it, when they're at the table, especially when there's no fans. It's very much like that scene in The Wrestler where they're sitting there with the fanny packs at a table, like just playing on their phone. And not only, I mean, one way to look at that, which I think is how Virgil looked at it, is like, hey, at least you might make some money while you're sitting there, So, you could be on your phone. You could be on your phone at the beach. You could be on your phone there where you might make some money. That's a great way to look at it. But it's hard to do that when you're amongst the stars that you work with and your ego is telling you, that this looks bad. Like right now, me being at this table alone without fans is a really bad look. I look unwanted. It's hurting my value by the minute right now in this shitty little convention. I got to get up and go to the bathroom or something. Fuck this, And it's like this. There's all kinds of shit going on with that. But here's the story I was going to tell you. I knew I would circle around to it.
Yeah.
So there was one time, and it was because my dad just died.
Mm-hmm.
Just got the news. And I'm in Chicago, and I'm on the phone, and I'm like, oh, I got to do a signing tomorrow. And I'm like, like, they would understand. Surely they would understand if I blew it off. I mean, I'm in town for it. And holy fuck, what am I gonna do? Sit in a hotel? Like if I cancel it, fuck, And I decided, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tap into that energy, and I'm not even gonna fucking tell anybody. And that's what I did.
How'd you feel after it? I know it's a tough thing, obviously.
Well, I mean, I felt good about the day.
Yeah.
Good about the day, like I didn't want to change anyone else's day to tell them about that, so it was all just like, yeah, great to meet you, boom, boom, boom. And at the end of the day, I think I shared it with some guys that were drinking there, a couple of old guys. It was like a VFW gimmick or building or something, and then they were just like, they could relate or whatever, and it helped. So my point is that I decided I'm going to tap into that and use that as a crutch, to get strength from, instead of spending tomorrow weeping.
Yeah, no, it's when you're going through grief and anything like that, I mean, you're going to be inundated with all those types of feelings and like the bad days and afterwards and stuff like that. It is really good anytime you can take that opportunity to kind of invest yourself into something to not necessarily like forget about it, but distract you. It's like, I find that to be super beneficial, like for people, and no doubt too. And it's good that and that's the cool thing about you too, Rob, is like, you're always like engaging with fans and interacting with them and stuff like that. So, and you put your time into it, so that's what's cool about it. What I also happened to notice too was the clip of you posted on social media. The kid had a ring with you, your figure.
That cool?
That was so cool. And you would have the Money in the Bank thing, and what an awesome setup that was. And I was like, dang, that's awesome.
Yeah, I thought so too. My words weren't coming out like real clear when I was talking to him, distracted or whatever. And I noticed that. I thought it was funny because I'm talking to him and I'm like, I have the real Money in the Bank briefcase and I'm gonna hang it in my man cave, my toy room, whatever the fuck you call it, my office. And I read some of the comments, and one guy said, "Cannabis and concussions." Jeez, this guy talks like a sloth.
Oh my god!
I thought that was funny. I mean, because obviously sloths don't talk.
Sloths don't talk. Yeah. How do sloths talk?
I did laugh at that. I did think it was
funny. Seth chimes in. Thank you for the $20, Seth. Guys, if you don't know, Seth is our theme song guy.
Yeah, and man, when I when I hear it, it always reminds me of a trip that me and Katie and Dee went on in Hawaii a couple of years ago, because we listened to that song a lot. So when I hear it, it reminds me of that, and it was like a really good trip, like happy times, happy vibes, and so that's part of why it makes me happy. Although there was one little part that wasn't that good, because we were eating mushrooms, and there was one time where Katie and I abandoned Dee on the beach and went down a dock, and I can't remember why, but we were checking something out at the end of the dock, and we ended up staying down there like for way too long, and she thought that we laughed, and it was like a little bit of drama for a second. I still feel like, like I still want to fix that somehow, go back there.
Were you all on shrooms, or was it just you and Katie?
I don't know. I was on them, so
so you didn't.
Who knows?
Seth says,
I don't know, officer.
I don't know. You're my boy, Blue.
No, that's not something that I normally do or am a fan of, but in the last couple of years, microdosing has become popular, and that seems to at least allow people to think they have some kind of control over it, and that it's responsible maybe to use it, as long as you say you're microdosing. So with that, there's a lot more product, candies, all kinds of stuff that also has smaller doses and recommended usages. I can't remember what we were eating, but it wasn't like actual fucking like organic mushrooms. I've done that before, and that's pretty gross.
Oh man. I don't think I'd do well on shrooms at all. I think I'd freak the fuck out if I took shrooms.
Yeah. I know we talked about that before. I think somebody was on here.
Yeah, Tom Garland was on here with us.
Oh, yeah. Talked about the Joe C incident. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Here's a RVD asks RVD a question. RVD, when you were on the Family Feud, was there anything that happened backstage that you think people would find interesting if you shared it with them? Actually, yes. I'm glad that you asked that, RVD. When I knew that I was going to be on Family Feud, I watched and studied the show on TV, and I got a pretty good memory. And when I was on the show and actually being asked a question, they hit me with a question that I already knew the answer to, because I just watched it a couple nights ago, and they had answered the same fucking question.
Whoa.
So, I mean, I wasn't that torn on what I'm going to do. Of course, I'm going to give them the answer that I know. And it was something stupid, something to the effect of name a place where lovers go to be together. And it wasn't something I would think of. I don't think it's something you would think of, but apparently, according to the top 100 people asked, enough of them said Tunnel of Love. And
what?
And so I said that, and I got it right.
Whoa.
And I was like, holy shit, I just fucking cheated on a game show on TV. And then they went to Ken Anderson, and they asked him a question, and I knew the fucking answer to it. But I didn't know how to tell him, and it was such a stupid answer that I knew he would say fuck off if I said it, Yeah. And so they asked him, and I'm going, I know the answer. I go, dude, I swear I know the answer, and I don't want the microphone to catch, and I told him, I told him what it was. I can't remember, right now what the question or answer was. I told him, but I knew that he wouldn't believe that I knew this. He would think I just pulled that out of my ass, and I would probably think the same thing if I was, in his position and he was telling me, but I said it anyway. And then him and Cactus Jack just said, what do you think? Blueberries or whatever the fuck they went with. And I was like, oh my God. And then they got it wrong, and it was one of the things where the team gets to talk to each other, but I think that I don't know why I couldn't tell him. There was no way I could explain it in time. But anyway, I always thought that was interesting. They repeat, and I just totally fucking remembered it and cheated.
I didn't know that they did repeat stuff like that on there.
I didn't either.
Hey, technically, you really didn't cheat. You just did your research. It
paid off.
It paid off. You studied.
Yeah.
You studied.
Yeah.
Who was the host? Was it Louis Anderson at the time?
No, the black dude.
Steve Harvey?
Steve Harvey, yep.
Oh, wow. He's been doing it for that long. If
Yeah.
Ken Anderson was around. Wow. That's crazy.
TNA.
Oh, it was TNA. Okay.
Yeah, because we filmed at Universal like at the next soundstage over. I think soundstage 23 or 24. And yeah, that was because of that we had the hookup. We filmed next to each other. We were neighbors.
Was it a TNA versus like?
It was guys against girls.
Oh, okay.
Elvis Guy and Angelina Love and Christy Hemme. I'm pretty sure Lisa, Victoria.
Oh, Victoria, yeah.
Maybe one more. And I remember me and Ken and Cactus and probably somebody else too. I don't know.
Who did you guys go to the final? I
think so. I was
going to ask who did it.
I don't know. We didn't win in the end.
Dang it.
Yeah. It was like something where I think you win some money, but it goes to charity.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say but. I should say you win some money and it goes to charity.
It goes to charity.
That sounds better than but, right?
Yeah. It goes to Bad Business Bobby. Seth. Excuse me. What's up, RVD and Dom? So I need to find me a woman with an RVDology mindset. I don't go to church or bars, and I'm not too social. I like nature, but you can't hit on a girl in the woods, LOL. Where should I look? Oh, good question, Seth. What do you think, Rob?
I think an open mind is what's important. And a closed mind is hard to get inside of. The longer people are single, meaning like the older and the more experienced they get, the more they get used to living by their own rules, and they get closed-minded about accepting different perspectives just because they haven't had to, and then it makes it more challenging. So open-minded and someone that respects your views. Katie and I were just talking today about this, actually, talking about how much in our relationship, because we respect each other, like we would never talk bad about each other. We have too much respect for each other, and how in other relationships it's not like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I brought up a friend. I remember him arguing with his wife one time, and he was just like, "I already told you that, dumbass. God, you're so stupid." And I was like, this was like 20 years ago, but I was just like, bro, like, yeah, that's how you talk to her? Yeah. Like she's one of the top strippers at the club, has dudes telling her how lucky you are every night, all night, and everyone telling her how beautiful she is. And to balance that when she's off work, you want her to believe that you think she's stupid? Like, that was several wives ago for him.
Wow. Yeah, I believe it.
And we were talking about that earlier, me and Katie. I was just thinking, like, I would never want her to think that I think anything but the best of her. And she feels the same way. And so we treat each other, really good. She was saying that she'll be here in a minute, but because I feel like I'm it's hearsay at this point, but no, but she was saying one of her girlfriends said that she tells her husband off all the time, and she was like, she said, how do you not do that to Rob? And she said, because I respect him. Why would I do that? And I've been not respected before, and it comes out in everything because they really don't respect your decision-making ability, your choices in life, your opinion, and that's all very, very important stuff in a relationship. I can't believe I was with somebody for so long that I had none of that with. No respect either which way. And anyway, Katie was saying, with her and I, that there's an age gap, and that for us, that's one of the many ways that it works out for us, because she respects my decision-making ability, my choices in life, my opinion, how I live. She respects that because of my track record, because of my position, my status in life, because she sees me knowing how to live, and she respects that. And she was saying, if when we met and she was 26, if she would have had like a fellow 26-year-old dude, she wouldn't be able to have that respect, because 26-year-old dudes don't have their shit together.
Right. Yeah, typically.
Yeah. But that anyway, yeah. I mean, it's, hey, good luck if you get a girl with ideology mindset. But I think as long as they have an open mind and they're willing to keep it open and to be not just open, but to be accepting of different perspectives, then that's what you do. That's what you look for. If someone's closed-minded, you can usually tell very soon, very early on in a conversation.
Real quick. When you mentioned how like that guy was disrespectful to his wife and stuff like that, call her like an idiot or whatever, it's like made me think about like DDP and like what he told to like Jake the Snake when like he was helping him out, and like he would notice that Jake had like the t-shirts that he wore were so negative, like connotations and all that stuff. And even if you just have that kind of about you, and say if your relationship is kind of positive, but you're still making those references and stuff like that, it's like there's still that negative connotation that doesn't really help build your relationship or make it something super positive. I think any of that kind of stuff can really affect just your relationship with somebody. I think that's something to always kind of consider too. But
one thing that turns me off is when people get pictures of them like this
middle finger.
It's like I mean, it's not like the worst thing in the world, but it's something that like when I see it, I just think like sometimes fans want me to do that beside them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I won't stick my tongue out, but I'll be like, all right. I mean, if this is your dream, and
you're okay.
Camera, but I just like, I don't feel like it's pleasant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if someone, if it's like, psycho crazy cowboy bitch from hell, Tara Zapp or something, then I guess she's like, she is, like a psycho character or whatever. But I almost expect that from her and from actually several wrestlers. But at the same time, like, I don't think if I was coming up in the business, that would be something that I would want to be known for. Just, I don't know. It's just like, I guess it's just preference, but for me, it's not like a pleasant thing. You know what I mean?
I get that. As far as Seth goes, what would you recommend though, where he maybe tries to meet some girls or anything like that to find a relationship? If he doesn't do church or he doesn't go out to bars or anything like that, what would you kind of recommend for him to kind of get himself out a little bit more?
Oh, there's mommy. I'm putting the doobie out now, baby.
Uh-oh.
I need help.
To carry the
help, go ahead. I can
right there or in the, hey, talk about some sponsors.
Okay. Yes, I can do that for sure. Oops. Yes, everybody. This week, I believe our sponsor is
I
Blue
like
Chew.
Mudwater.
Mudwater's great. Yeah, Mudwater's awesome. Yes, Blue Chew is our sponsor this week. And as always, it's a staple in pro wrestling podcast. So, fellas, you already know what time it is. It's time to level up, and Blue Chew has just dropped something crazy. I'm talking next level championship belt, gold plate energy. Blue Chew Gold is the newest innovation from the #1 chewable ED brand. This ain't your grandpa's little blue pill. No. This is the 4-in-1 beast that's setting the gold standard for performance. We're talking 2 ingredients for blood flow to keep that rocket pumping, mixed with apomorphine and oxytocin to turn up the arousal and connection in your brain and body. Blue Chew Gold dissolves under your tongue and works in as little as 15 minutes. That means you can get on quicker and stay in the game longer. Elevation without hesitation. This is peak passion and peak performance in a single tablet. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at bluechew.com. That's right. That is right. Let me get the right special on here just so I don't screw this up. Blue Chew. Hold on a second. Bear with me, guys. But yeah, obviously Blue Chew is such a big staple in pro wrestling podcast. So,
Dude, I leave the podcast for 1 minute, and you're talking about hard-ons and stuff.
I'm talking about boner pills, man.
What kind of show is this?
What kind of ragmatag operation am I running here?
Look who I got joining us.
Oh yeah, Katie's in the house. Which one you holding there, Katie?
Take whichever.
Yeah. Hey, baby. All right.
Hey.
I got a
Oh,
little
my
Karma
God.
Star.
Karma's in the house. Look at baby Karma. Oh my God.
You, Karma. You love
Look at
cameras.
these two.
You love cameras. Can you smile if you're there? Maybe.
Oh my God.
I don't think she's found the lens yet.
Nope.
No. Oh.
She's looking around though.
No, there you are. You see you.
Look at the babies.
You see you.
Look at you guys.
Look at the babies.
What's their weight now, Katie? How big are they?
Like 10 and 11 pounds, and that was last week, so it's probably 11 and 12 pounds.
All right, that's great.
Bottles in my pockets.
You're loaded up. You're ready to roll.
No. I'm gonna put this down a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
Karma's
Katie,
talking.
maybe you can help out Seth with his super chat that he had. He said, "What's up, guys? So I need to find me a woman with an RVDology mindset. I don't go to church or bars, and I'm not too social. I like nature, but you can't hit on a girl in the woods. LOL. Where should I look? What do you recommend for Seth?"
The gym. Did he mention the gym?
He didn't mention the gym, but that's a good one. That's
a good place to meet people, because then they're healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're into being healthy, and then it's like a place you can hang out. It's not like all like centered around alcohol. You can be social without alcohol at the gym.
Absolutely, that's a really good one. The gym's a really good one.
Yeah, and being a happily married man right now, I think, wow, that would be crazy. Like if I was single, I would, and not famous, I would have an app where all I got to do is like swipe and see if they're interested and how close they are to me. That blows my mind. That like is that still a thing or no?
Oh, dating apps? Oh yeah, big time time they are.
Yeah. Sister met her husband on there.
But that was a long time ago now, right?
Well, only like 5 years ago.
5 years ago, they were still talking about Tinder, but I haven't heard the word in so long.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Tinder's still a thing. All right. No, but like sometimes dating apps, they're so finicky. Like they want you to pay for it, and then like even that.
I'd pay for that if it was that easy. If it was like, if I could go through like the girls. How about the girls I follow on Instagram? If I could go through them,
You're right.
Boom, I'll buy you anything. I'm like half a block away.
See, that'd be great. Like Tinder kind of works like that in certain ways.
Yeah, and by the way, for the record, while we're talking about that, like I follow so many girls on Instagram that like each one seems sometimes like more beautiful than the last, and I start thinking, you know what? It might be AI. I'm starting to think maybe half of them are AI. And hey, hold on, I'm talking. I got a point to make. Point. Can Daddy just make the point?
I need my pillow to do it. Yeah. Can you see the talk?
I'll try.
Okay. I don't have my pillow.
Okay. All right. How about this? How about that? Is that really what you want, little Karma Star? She's got a bit of a temper between the two of them.
She's fiery.
But here's what I wanted to say about that.
You're gonna get kicked out of the pod. There's no yelling on the pod.
Like even like when I was in a really shitty marriage, like I loved looking at beautiful girls, whether they were sometimes in magazines or the knockouts or divas or I just like really appreciated them like artwork. Like I didn't have the animalistic values that a lot of my peers did, that thought that they had to bang everything on the road at the expense of having dishonest relationships and shit like that at home. But now if a girl looks like a picture on Instagram, it's like, wow, I would like to see more of her in my reel. She makes me happy, boom, I'll give her a follow. But it might be AI, and if it's not AI, then we can at least then say it's Photoshop. And even besides the Photoshop, we can say, well, it's heavily makeup, And then even besides just the heavy makeup, we can say, well, it's physically enhanced, like her lips and her boobs and her butt are either way, I don't give a fuck. So wherever you guys are along that spectrum where you want to say, oh, too much plastic for me, go ahead and do all the hating you want. Just so you know, I don't care any of it, all in between. If it's beautiful, it's beautiful. So
there you go. There you go.
High five, baby.
Yeah. That's it. So yeah, Seth, I think overall, just trying to find, I'd say, I don't know, maybe let me get your perspective on this. Put yourself sometimes in uncomfortable situations where you normally wouldn't go. Like if there is maybe something like a trivia night or a cafe or anything like that, go to cafes or do stuff out there. Like even if you're just doing work, sometimes you just meet people like that. But I think sometimes breaking out of your comfort zone and not necessarily that you got to go to church or anything like that, but you can meet girls at church even if you're not that interested in, you just don't know. Well, what do you think about maybe doing stuff that's out of your comfort zone to kind of meet girls and stuff?
Well, Rob doesn't like to leave the house, so need the girl to come beat his door down like I did.
Yeah.
We met at a wrestling convention, so it's good to go to conventions and of things that you like to meet people that have similar interests too.
Yeah, that too, and take some classes or something, some certain classes that might interest you. That's a great way to meet people too, I would say. I got to do that more myself too.
A lot of hot girls at Whole Foods.
Oh yeah,
the most beautiful women hang out at Whole Foods.
It's very true, Seth. Go to Whole Foods. Yeah, you could definitely meet some gals there too, for sure.
Or just be famous.
That works. That helps a little bit too.
It helps.
It helps.
Seth's a singer. I read a comment that said he is a singer, so it's not hard for him to find somebody.
Yeah, it's true too. You got the talent.
Yeah.
Oh baby.
Mm-hmm. So anytime you do some events and stuff like that, that's a good one to do too. Here, Frankie, I'll get to your question in a second. I just wanted to bring up Seth's other one. I saved a clip of you and Katie talking about the song on your Hawaii trip. It's a big deal to this Mark. So he appreciates that. You did. Yeah. He has that clip saved.
The whole trip.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Every time, reminds me of the good vibes that we felt.
Yeah, that was fun.
I said it was all good except when we left D and went down the dock.
Oh, and
Left
then
her
she
by
was
herself.
crying. Oh my gosh.
I didn't tell her that, but yeah. No, that was we ended up staying down there a long time. I don't know why. If we were engaged with nature, but something was going on or something. I don't even know why we went down there, but
We had just lost Petrie, and we were talking about Petrie.
oh, I knew she would.
Oh yeah.
She remembers.
That'll get you off the course for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, Frankie Trezo asked this one. Excuse me. What wrestlers were a-holes and who kissed up to the boss? By the way, I didn't get a notification you guys went live. That's interesting. I don't know why, because typically that happens. But thank you, Frankie. I'll look into that. But what wrestlers were a-holes and who kissed up to the boss, Rob?
Oh, but then you don't want to spread negativity about people.
You don't want to spread negativity if you don't want to. Yeah, you don't.
Right. Let's see if I can answer that without answering that. I think here's a story. So when we would be international, we all travel together. You know what I mean? We don't just leave in our rentals and go wherever the fuck we want to go and disperse. We all get on a bus and we got to wait till everybody's ready before we can leave. And so, like if I was main event, for instance, on a wrestling show, I would feel responsible that everyone on the bus is waiting for me because they've already worked, showered, they're eating, they're on the bus because we got a 5-hour drive and we got an early flight tomorrow. Once we get there, we're going to stay at a hotel airport. Got to get up at 9. The earlier we can leave, the more sleep we can get. Flat, that would feel great. Let's go. I would feel obligated to a lot of times even leave in my wrestling gear and say, fuck it, I'll change on the bus or I'll change in the hotel. Let's go. But certain people felt entitled to do the opposite. And I remember a lot of times on the WWE international trips from 2000, like the plane ride from hell, actually, like around that time, whatever that was,
2002.
Okay. And like the main event would be Undertaker and I think it was Trips, Undertaker and Triple H. And the show would get over. We're all watching at the curtain, and then the 1, 2, 3, the match is over. All right, good shit. And we all make our way back to the bus, and we're back there, maybe pop open a beer and bullshit a little bit. And then, fuck, I got to pee. I wonder if they're going to be much longer. Waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And you're waiting for the main event guys to come back on. And so I remember several times when I'd go in there for like my third time, I got to piss now because I'm drinking and they're taking 2 hours. And I would go in there several times. I would see said main eventers sitting in the dressing room, still wearing their trunks, kinda, but they would have their trunks like pulled down to their knees and they're just sitting there, bare ass, like still got their boots on. They're taking their wrist tape off while they're telling each other how great they did, like, when I knew we had them tonight, I knew we had them when we did the blah, 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 just kissing each other's asses. And you can't just go in there and go, hey, can you guys hurry? We're all waiting. But they know, and that's their own sense of entitlement. A comment I read about egos, was someone just posted the video of me talking about CM Punk's ego from years ago, that little video I did in England. And someone said if RVD's ego was bigger, he could have been the best in the world. Maybe in moments like that, like I could never just say, fuck everybody. I'm going to sit out here and let's give each other hand jobs while everyone's fucking, hurting from the whole trip. And this is our only chance to get a full 6 hours sleep. Anyway, so I said, hold on, I'm almost done. I know it goes on. I'm talking like a sloth. A fucking sloth, I tell you. She doesn't like this story. Anyway, so one time I'm on the bus. The main event is in there, and I'm waiting already on the bus before the match is over because I am ready to go. And I said, hey, how about tonight? Because every night somebody would bring the cooler, because there was a cooler with beer in it out on the bus. And somebody, kiss ass, would always bring the cooler in to the main eventer. And that's why they would sit there with their shorts pulled down to their knees, sweating all over. And I said, hey, guys, let's not, nobody fucking give them the cooler tonight. Let's make them come out here when they're ready to drink, And I was like standing by guarding the cooler. Like, nobody fucking bring it in tonight. Let's make them come out. As soon as I turned my back, this motherfucker, I like rocking Rico, so I don't want to, Rico Constantino, so I don't want to expose him as being the culprit. But that motherfucker, as soon as I turned my back, he grabbed that cooler and ran it in there. So he can say, you guys rock the house tonight. So that's a story that comes to mind.
Well,
love you, Rico. Thanks for that.
Rico, he had some good kicks, right, Rob? He was great at kicking.
And a good hairstylist.
And he was on American Gladiators, too.
True.
Yes.
You watching the new ones?
No. Have you checked it out yet, Rob?
Yeah, but J-Rod wasn't on. I was disappointed because I wanted to see J-Rod. Yeah, but it was like the first 3, and then I don't know when they release the other ones. I think on a weekly thing, but streaming's weird like that. Because like the first 3 episodes, but then there's more coming. But we liked what we saw, right? Did you like it?
It was good. It was okay.
Oh, nice.
I like LFG better.
Don't know.
Did you watch new LFG? I haven't watched it yet. I haven't caught it.
We have to. We barely get any TV time with the kids because they're not allowed to watch TV yet since they're so young.
Yeah.
So we just read books to the kids and stuff instead of give them screen time.
Look at those babies. Look at Karma right now. Sam Murray has a super chat here. Thanks for the $9, Sam. Yo, Raw. Excuse me.
It's actually $6 because it's $9.99. Throw some on his name.
Yeah, it changes up. I think it's yellow. When it's yellow, it's like $10. But he says, "Yo, Rob, when you were WWE champion in 2006, how were you treated by Vince McMahon?"
Good question. I'm trying to put myself in there because I want to say right away that Vince only treated me with respect. Always. He always went out of his way to give me time that I didn't need, but I should have used it, but didn't. But he always gave me respect. And when I was during that time, when I was the champion with ECW, he was disappointed when I got pulled over for speeding and busted. And then after he had a plan, he was like, look, you're going to be suspended for 30 days. You're going to lose the WWE title. Then you're going to lose the ECW championship. And you know what? Just get some rest. Take this 30 days, get some rest. And, we'll see you when it's done and put it behind us. And so that's all it was, and I was fine with time off anyway. Although I didn't want it then, and definitely didn't want it that way. I was newly remotivated because of my status in ECW and all that going on. The only reason I said that the time off was all right was because after being there so long, I'd gone through so many cycles of being motivated, unmotivated, motivated, unmotivated, and I just happened to be up on this one. But in the long run, I figured, okay, I'll take a month off, and then afterwards, he just pretty consistent.
Overall,
I guess that's how Vince treated me.
Yeah. It seemed like you mentioned too how you never really like super duper connected with him, and like you guys had like a friendship, so to speak. But ultimately, like, yeah, it's good that he kind of like was consistent with you and stayed on the level with you at least, So
yeah, it wasn't like he took me aside and was like, "Now that you're the WWE champion, well, you're gonna be my new face, RVD, and we got some things to talk about." It wasn't like that ever, It was, how long is this gonna last, But boom, it didn't last very long.
Do you think he had that expectation of you though? Like when you put the title on you, like you're gonna be like the ambassador, the kind of like the John Cena of that way, where it's just like making the appearances and stuff like that? Or do you think you were the champion at the time, but like he knew you weren't gonna be like that established like super guy that was always at the top and kind of like the face of the company, so to speak?
I feel like in order to answer that, I have to take the totality of the circumstances into consideration. Mm-hmm. And looking at the picture that I've been provided at this point, it kind of seems more likely that ECW was purposely put on the pathway to fail.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me to be the Cena would be contradictory to those plans, I think, because he wanted that to go down, and anything that stood for it, I believe, subjectively. And so, that's quite the opposite from a company man.
Yeah, absolutely. Maddie has a question here.
So we can read the comment.
Excuse me, man, this cough is killing me.
What up, Maddie Marijuana?
Maddie, he says, Ray stories. Who is the two to smoke with? So Ray, we've talked about Ray. You smoking with Ray early on, but do you have any other good Ray stories? You're great as a tag team. I know that.
Right. I know. I'm trying to think about this time we had a limo, and the limo driver was letting us smoke in it in California, because every once in a while they're okay with it, but I don't know if there's really a story to that, except I don't know if that's when he gave us the thing, or was that in England?
Yeah, that was in England. And in England, we got in the car. We had a chauffeur, and then Rob and I, there was something like the restaurant. There was no restaurants open, and then he gave us he had dinner packed, and he had one for then and one for later, and then he gave us one of his chicken boxes. It was so nice. Yeah.
What a dude.
Yeah.
Thanks for that chicken box, Ray.
Yeah.
I'm never forget it again.
I saw him wrestle on Raw this past Monday. Dude, he's still on another level, at the age he's at. And I legitimately think he should have another world title run in WWE, Ray. I think he's that good still.
That's awesome.
He's great, man. He's great.
What a guy. No one can ever say anything bad about him, I don't think.
Nah.
No, I don't know how, right? Maddie also said two to smoke with. Who is the two to smoke with? If you had to choose, I guess it means other wrestlers. What two wrestlers would you smoke with the most, Rob?
I would smoke the most with Sabu.
Godfather?
Yeah, I was gonna say Booker T. I used to smoke with Booker T. I smoked with him a lot more than those two guys the most because I was partners and traveled with them. So those were the two guys that I did smoke with. But if you're saying what were the two that I would if I was like filling out a wish list or something, then
If you're in a competition and you had to have someone to smoke with you to get through the most weed.
yeah, I'd probably tag Godfather in on that one.
He's the top candidate.
Yeah.
You guys would have made a heck of a tag team too, you and Godfather.
Yeah, right. I
Yeah.
think so too.
Man, that'd have been a real cool tandem. Godfather looks jacked too, by the way. I see him on Instagram and he's like shredded, man. So
You probably didn't see the video of my entrance on stage where you came out first.
No, what about it?
It looks like they get an extra view of something from you.
I had on shorts.
No, not there.
Oh, my nipple?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
oh,
Yeah.
really?
We're going to go look.
The reason is because I know that
Oh, God.
your reaction will be best not knowing it. Otherwise, I would have told her before and then said something. But I know you're oh my God,
Why are you
normal
embarrassing me?
reaction.
I'm just kidding.
Was this during when you were refereeing, Katie? Is this when
It was something that sounded like right before him.
Where is it?
You did.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'll show you.
That dress was crazy. Can you hold him?
Yes. Hey. Oh,
Hey,
hey.
Soleil has a question here. What's
All right.
RVD's thoughts on WWE getting backlash for making stupid decisions like releasing Kerry Zane, editing "We Want Kerry" chants on Raw? So they took out the Kerry Zane chants. She was one of the many wrestlers that got released, and she got a big movement online for them to bring her back. What do you think about that kind of stuff when that happens? The WWE getting backlash for the cuts and then them kind of making the edits to kind of change the narrative, so to speak.
I think it's really interesting how times are changing. You know, we just saw R-Truth and the results allegedly of the fans demanding that they bring him back, and that was kind of groundbreaking in a way that I'd never seen before, where the company would just give in to give the fans what they want. It's, you know, that's usually like quite the opposite, because they want to be in control of the show, and their presentation is what they want to present to the people. And now if we're giving in to the people's demands and having them have that much, then it's almost like only wrestlers, where they'll be voting on who wrestles who. And, it just gives them a lot of power, and I don't know her position, and I can't and wouldn't want to try to validate whether she was in a better position than someone else that got fired. You know, maybe everyone prospectively has a similar argument, and they were probably all hit by surprise. Usually that's the way it is. And it's something that I know from experience, you can't get too comfortable, because as family as it is, that might mean that you see your family once a year, when you're used to seeing them every week. And anyway, it'd be interesting to see if, like with R-Truth, if the fans have that much pull, that much influence in the decision making when it comes to that. By the way, I've had a few people tell me they were expecting to see me at a Only Wrestlers show. Like when we were in Pittsburgh, they were saying, we're going to see you in a few weeks. And Oops. And anyway, I just wanted to say, don't go there looking to see us. We're not part of it anymore. We're done with it. If you want to go to see the other people there, then cool. But for us, two things came out of OWA. Two good things. One of them was a rubber chicken that Barbie has had so much fun playing with. A fan gave us this rubber chicken. Thank you if you're watching. We still get a lot of mileage out of it. And the other thing was an expression that Tom said one time when we were all at dinner. And you know what Tom said? Tom said, when you get older, everybody's hot. And Katie's repeated that in different ways of saying it so many times, and it's so relevant because it's true. Like when you're younger, your standards are so high, and then like the older you get, like you see the beauty in others that you don't see before, and there's something weird that goes on there. But for him also, that's all I want to say. Those are the two things, that expression and the rubber chicken. So anyway, we aren't part of that. Just wanted to spit that out there in case you don't know. We done with that.
Done with that. So they're not part of it.
Done.
Scared her. She's already rowdy. It's her bedtime.
Oh, Karma. Oh, Karma. See,
Karma's a chatty one. Look at her. She's very expressive right now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her mood swings change frequently.
Here we go. A couple more super chats. Oh, look at that. Gem the Dawn. Look at that. Sup, Rob? Say hi to my new puppy. He says, what's up? So Gem the Dawn.
What up, puppy?
What up, pup? How are you?
Be on the rug.
Don't be on the rug, pup. Don't do that.
No more monkeys jumping in the bed.
Maddie says it's perfect timing for RVD and Katie to call out Liv and Dom. Oh, they want you to call out Liv and Dom on Raw.
You want us to call what now?
Liv and Dom out. Liv and Dom Mysterio.
Oh, I thought you were Dom, and I was thinking that was you and your brother. Or something.
Oh, well, you guys could take us out too.
That would be cool since I knew him when he was a little kid. It would almost be like Uncle Eddie, and
Yeah, that would be.
We saw him in Las Vegas week. I saw him somewhere. Like, dude,
Maybe Hall of Fame.
What are you doing? Yeah. Yeah.
He's got a good attitude, it seems, like about everything.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm. He's got a really good attitude. It's so neat. Go ahead, Katie.
She's like, I can't believe I did that.
Oh.
Backstage at Mania.
Oh, what happened?
I complimented her entrance, and she was like, I can't believe I did that.
Oh, yeah. She had a good entrance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was new for her because she sang her song.
Right.
Star movement.
Like a Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Entrance.
Oh, that's great.
You ready for bed?
That's awesome. Let's see. Frankie Teresa asked you this, Rob. Can you explain Japanese King's Road style? Do you know that kind of style of wrestling, Rob?
No, I don't know what that is. Does the tag team thing on the wall say King of the Roads?
I can't see it from here.
I can't.
No, I don't think it does. I thought it. I don't know. I think it's a tournament. I'm not really sure. I'm unsure and unqualified to answer that.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I've heard of the King of the Roads thing before, but I'm not sure exactly the details behind all that.
Me either. You said you watched the Hulk Hogan documentary. We're like halfway through it.
Oh, you did watch it? I haven't watched it yet. I said I've been like,
you watched? Oh no, that was Joe. Never mind.
yeah, no, I
I
haven't
get
watched.
you girls mixed up all the time.
It's we're so easily mistakable. We're basically interchangeable, right? What do you think so far, Rob?
Joe said he cried.
Really?
Cried like a bitch. Yeah.
Joe
So
Clark? Is this
yeah.
Joe Clark?
Yeah.
Wow.
But we watched like halfway through it. I think it's a 4-parter, so get ready for that.
Do you think has it been pretty good so far? You think, Rob, or what are you overall?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not sad yet. You know what I mean? Like I can't remember how far I can't remember what just happened. But yeah, no, it's awesome seeing footage that you haven't seen before, like of his dad and family and him younger, and he just so happened to be doing this documentary and had a camera following him, and it was his last trip that he would take before he passed unexpectedly. So it's his current footage as you're gonna see, and it's pretty amazing. And yeah, he's a Hulkster, so everything about it's amazing. And you see him and Nick in his gym shooting the documentary, and then you see different stuff that's going on with him. I know Jimmy just got into it recently. They introduced Jimmy Hart outside of Hulk's huge fucking house that he had. But yeah, they went through the story about how he got his name, Hulk, and the Rocky 3 debut, and how important that was to all of wrestling. Like, movies were so big back then, and wrestling was so small that when he was Thunder Lips in the movie for Rocky, it really put a shine on pro wrestling and blew Hulk up to to a whole nother fucking new dimensional level, and it's pretty cool to see that story told.
Yeah. So like with the Hogan doc, the reception that's been online about it too, it's kind of neat because there's been a lot of buzz about like Hogan and where he ranks as like one of the greatest of all time and stuff like that. And like the big talk right now has been like Meltzer kind of picking apart was Hogan one of the biggest stars ever, and he's like naming all these other ones. But I keep thinking like Hogan was in the 80s, he became a household name for everybody, and he put wrestling on a whole nother level. Like, it's like that's indisputable. I think it's like,
Yeah, I think so too.
yeah, he's like the biggest name of all time. It's like I'm a Bruno Sammartino fan, but from a global perspective, Hulk Hogan's the name that everybody associates with. It's like
I always say when I was a kid, if we were gonna get in a war of worlds with Mars, we would send Hulk Hogan to fight them.
That's it, brother.
We had to send somebody. Yeah,
take out you Martians, brother.
And Mr. T.
And Mr. T, absolutely, right? This is a common question that gets asked, but we'll ask it here. Thank you, Thomas, for the $10. Indica or sativa? Did anyone in WWE give you a hard time for it?
Yes, they did sometimes, and I prefer a sativa dominant plant, and but both have their purpose. And to that, I would say, depending on desired results, you know what I mean? Are you looking to wind down and chill for the night? And are you looking to kill some pain? Or are you looking to function? Are you looking to get a good workout in? Because, indica for one, sativa for the other. Overall, I like to function more, so I prefer to not get sleepy, with which even at this point I still get some indicas that don't inspire me to do anything except for want to close my eyes, and unless that's what I'm looking to do, it's not very fun.
Yeah, right. Katie, do you have a preference, indica or sativa, when you smoke?
Sativa. I like
sativa.
Yeah, to feel more inspired instead of tired.
Yeah, no doubt. That's good stuff. Here's another one. Sam Murray, thanks for the $10. Wow, a lot of super chats. Thanks everybody for all these super chats. Yo, Rob, did you like the aesthetic of the Titantron in the stage in that 2006 area, or was it another day at work? As a fan, it was great, man. So he liked the vibe you were giving off back then, and your Titantron and everything.
So if he means the actual structure itself, it was cool because I jumped off it a few times. One thing that sticks out that I thought was really awesome was when Brock was backstage curling the whole bridge for the Titan.
Oh yeah,
that always sticks out in my mind because he just looked like the Incredible Hulk, do it, and it was all right. I wasn't a fan of my own pyro ever. I used to just complain about it because one, I thought my pyro was lame. So, why have lame pyro? Either, rather have nothing at all than sparklers going. But that's what it felt like to me. But also when I would walk through it, the smoke would burn my eyes like acid. And I'd be like, and sometimes I'd lose my contact. The match hasn't even started yet. Just going through the smoke of the sparkler ring entrance. Oh, what's the matter? What's the matter, baby?
It's because she's tired.
She's all tuckered out.
Yeah.
It's bedtime.
It's sleepy time.
Mommy.
We'll close this out here then with we only have one more super chat anyway, so maybe two, but here we go. Ash Vega says, congrats on the kids. I love it. Yes.
We're having a ball with them.
It is. That looks like a ball too.
Awesome.
They're so adorable too. And they're so different personalities too, you can tell.
Yeah.
That's what's cool.
Yeah. Saba's so calm. She's tired right now. It's bedtime.
Look at her yawning.
Yeah. Yeah, but she is her middle name's Zen and she lives up to it. She's a Zen baby.
Yeah, she's super zen. She's super zen.
Can you hear Carmen talking right now?
I do. She's all conversational. She's gonna
Don't you know not to talk with your mouth full? You know that one yet. No. Can't believe how brand new they are.
I know, right? It's crazy.
They're 4 months now.
4 months. Wow. Does it feel like 4 months, Katie?
Yeah, I think it feels about that because sometimes it feels like not that long ago, and then sometimes it feels like we've had them for a long time because we've came so far. Like it was so confused. Like I've just learned so much in a short amount of time with taking care of kids and everything, and learning them. Like it feels like I've known them longer. But, but it also has gone by fast too. When I look at their photos, I'm like, I cannot believe how much they've grown. Like they're like 11 pound and 12 pounds, and they used to be 3 pound and 4 pounds. So how fast they've grown is crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild to think about that, but yeah, you find yourself being more comfortable overall with like all the mom duties and stuff.
Yeah, definitely have gotten more confidence. It was scary taking them out, and I would check on them all night before, and I'm getting like more confident in them now, like in my mom skills every time like I get them to bed, and it's kind of getting more predictable too, so it's like the fear of the unknown is kind of going away. Like maybe I should take her.
Oh, she's really feeling it.
Whoa, look at the baby. Look at the baby. Look at the camera. You okay with that?
No. Will you bring in that bottle?
Yes.
She's feeling it. She's definitely feeling it.
Yeah, they got two different personalities. She does that sometimes. She screams so loud. and then now she's fine.
Yeah.
Now she's good. Now
Will you put that in my pocket?
This one. Where's your pocket? Oh, okay.
Thank you.
We'll be wrapping
See,
up in
Katie?
a minute anyway, and I'll see you in.
Yeah, we're wrapping.
Cool.
Here we go. So he says Ash Vega also follows up. RVD, were you scared at all on the flip to the crowd on Bam Bam, and did it hurt when you did that big flip to Bam Bam?
Some people would probably call it scared.
Yeah.
I was thinking when I go to spring off of this rope, you know, like what if it rolls? What if the rope cover rolls and my momentum doesn't spring me over the guardrail, but instead, what if my feet slide out? You know, like when the ladder kicks back and no one's holding it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, what if I end up just going upside down and maybe even landing on the guardrail on my fucking neck or something? And so that's what I was thinking. And so I was thinking, you know, like, let's try to put as much of my weight on the center of my feet, on as much of the rope as possible. Try to, you know, not have any funny angles to increase the chance of killing myself. And whew, and I went for it, and then I was like, oh, okay, thank God that worked. Yeah, I think I'll do it again. Let me hop back up there. This time I'm gonna do a flip, because first time I just did like a cross body, went back up there, boom, and I don't think it hurt. You know, for me, this was a Sabu rule, so it was an RVD rule. We always said I'm hurt. I'm hurt when I can't work, and if I can work, then I'm not hurt. So not even close.
Not even close. Not even close. Heck yeah. Frankie clarifies. He says he meant the difference between Japanese and American matches for the King of the Road style.
Well, it's been a while since I've wrestled Japanese style matches. Because now, like when I went for Noah, now I'm booked as RVD, and so people have an expectation out of me more than maybe me trying to wrestle that style. You know what I mean? Especially because Misawa Nisawa from Noah was a big ECW fan, so you know, I'm just there kind of for like a one-off kind of exhibition of the shit that I do. So with All Japan, that was so long ago. It was like '99, but then it was All Japan. It was Japanese style. That's where I learned a lot from '93 to '99, wrestling for Baba, and I can speak to that. As and what I've seen since then that seems to be consistent, and that's just well, you know, first off, the travel. When you're international, there's less expectations on you because you can't get around as good. So with Japan, you get picked up at the airport, you get dropped back off at the airport. You might take the subway or the taxi by yourself. If you're experienced enough to go to the gym or to go party, usually not for work. Although I have for work one time, but I don't remember which company that was. But I think they got me a cab to take back to the hotel is what happened. But anyway, it's like similarities would be you show up to work and look on the wall and you see a poster or a handwritten flyer, drawing, whatever list that usually that says who you're working, you know, and you'll be, oh, okay, I got a tag match, you know, against so-and-so. And usually you find out like that, unless it's a huge show that's been advertised, which was one show every tour with All Japan. Would go all over to different little towns. Sometimes the bus would drive 4 hours, get on a ferry boat, and the bus would drive onto the ferry boat, and then we'd have maybe a couple hours on the ferry boat to shortcut across the waterway, and then the bus would drive off, and we'd still have like another 3 hours or so. And those were like sometimes really long trips. Sometimes it was really nice, big hotels, and then other times it was like really little, small hotels that were not made for Americans at all. The styles of the matches were a lot more competitive. A lot of even like in America, in the States, if you go back to the 90s, it was a different style than it is now. But comparing the style back then in the 90s here versus there in Japan, a lot of it, we would go out there and just do what we would call catch can, which means you're just rolling around trying to get something in. It's a give and take situation where you got to find the balance between feeding and taking. Like, you want to look good, but at the same time, you don't want to appear to be uncooperative or not let the other guy get some of his shit in, even if sometimes maybe you could block it or defend against it. Sometimes you got to roll with it to think about the next thing you're going to do or something. And so it's like, that would used to be with All Japan, like it'd be like half the match. We would just tag in. I don't even know who I'm going to be in there with, and I'd be, I'd just be thinking, if I throw one of the ropes, I'm going to hit him with a drop kick. Boom. Hit him with a drop kick, spinning leg drop, cover. Always, that was what Sheik taught me about, was always jumping on them, trying to cover them, trying to catch them, trying to not let them go. Not so much looking around at the audience and stuff like we do now. And when you do, you kind of got to fit it in and make it mean something, which takes a while for people when they get into it. But that would be half of it. We wouldn't even know who we're in there with. And we would just end up in there and then, know and learn when the right time is to tag out or to tag in or whatever. And that was a big difference. It was a lot more physical.
Yeah.
It was demanded that you step up to a certain level or else the shit just didn't work. Man, when I think about the bumps that the top guys were taking, and this wasn't like every night at every house show, but like on the big shows, you would see like Kenta Kobashi, and it could be Masawa or it could be Kawada, Taue. These were like the top guys in the company at the time of the Japanese, and they were doing spots that like you would think like young boys would be doing at the big shows, like German suplex off the apron to the fucking concrete floor.
Yes.
Bam! They would always like pull out shit like that would just make all of us go, oh. I remember one time and the Top Americans with Johnny Ace and Steve Williams, Stan Hansen, Patriot was up there. And one time I saw Doc was up on the top, Steve Williams, and Kenta Kobashi had stopped him. So Doc was sitting on the top turnbuckle, and Kobashi climbed up. And he climbed up, and he put Doc in a bear hug, and he's standing on the second rope. And then they both stand up to the fucking top rope, top rope. This is in the Budokan. Kobashi is standing on the top rope, and Steve Williams, who's like, I don't know, 285 pounds at least.
Jeez.
He's a big, and he's standing on the very top turnbuckle, and Kobashi grabs him, and he does a belly-to-belly suplex, and then in midair, before they get off the top rope, Doc reverses it. It fucking suplexes Kobashi, and these are like top guy bumps.
Dang.
I couldn't believe the shit that they were doing. Yeah.
Wow. So Bret Hart mentioned when I asked him about Bad News Brown, he said that like that he didn't know ring psychology that well, and he never really got it because he got his start in Japan, and he happened to say like in like Japan, it's like you just chopping wood basically a lot of the times. Do you kind of understand what Brett means by that?
No.
No, okay. Because do you think there was some good ring psychology in Japan when you were there?
I think so. I mean, yes and no. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, it could have been applied more. It could have been more consistent throughout. I didn't have as good of an understanding of it, and maybe I didn't need to have as good of an understanding of it. But what would happen would be like, let's say I'm the youngest American. It's me and Stan Hansen and fucking Nord the Barbarian.
Yeah.
Berserker, right?
Berserker, yeah.
And we're in there with Seikawada and fucking Kabashi and then like Asako or Shigo, like one of the young boys, right? Well, obviously, me and Shiga are going to be doing a bunch of our cool moves and spots and shit, just because that's how it's going to work out. You know, I mean, we're gonna want to do that, and no one else is going to want to do that shit. That's in that predicament. So, you know, yeah, let me and him start out. But then, like, I don't know when they're just going to fucking tag in or whatever. And then at some point, one of us is going to get the shit beat out of us. And they're just going to be tagging and, taking turns. Boom, giving us moves. Boom, we're going to go to tag and they're going to grab us. And you didn't really have to understand beforehand about that story that you were telling because you were living it.
Yeah.
So they would beat the shit out of you, keep you in their corner, make a bunch of tags, and stop you from tagging out. And then finally, you know, when you do make the tag to a fresh guy and it's a big moment, it's going to be one of the bigger guys coming in, and he's going to bump all the bigger guys and shit. And for me, I didn't necessarily understand before living it what that story was. So I felt some distaste for it, you know, like I felt a lot of times like I was like I need to fight for myself more, like I was getting the shit beat out of me, like I was coming out getting the small end of the stick, so to say, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you were also taught the respect and hierarchy of the boys, so you kind of understood it in a weird way. And then it's so I don't know if Brett spent a lot of time wrestling for Japanese companies. I would think he probably did, but I really don't know. But it just, in my opinion, I think, you know, that their psychology was just different, a little different than the red, white, and blue psychology. And one thing that I liked about All Japan when I worked there wasn't a whole lot of interviews. Like I never did an interview. There wasn't a whole lot of costumes, you know, like there was the Patriot. I think the Patriot was the only guy that wore a mask in All Japan. I mean, eventually the Blackhearts did like one tour and they had masks. We talked about that shit, but and then it wasn't like a bunch of guys painting their faces. It was like Kamara, the second Kamala. And then there was a Japanese guy that was his tag partner, Izzy Muto, and Izzy was a former sumo wrestler, and he would paint the belly, the moon on his belly or whatever, because it was funny that he painted, you know, to tag with Kamara, and that was about it. So it was mostly the action in the ring. That was a big difference in the styles. It was most of the stories was taught from the competition that came out from the Japanese style that I experienced from 93 to 99 over there. And it was, that was the biggest difference. It wasn't a whole lot of crazy characters. It was athletes, and the top guys set the standards all the way down to the bottom of the card, where guys are still trying to fucking do crazy shit, but the top guys are already doing Hurricane Rana off the top rope and making it mean a hell of a lot, you know, like big spot Budokan, 20,000 people. Ooh, main event.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's an opener, you know, and they do every spot, every match. But yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah, Brett was kind of saying too how like Bad News Allen would just always kind of eat him alive in the ring, like constantly, like it would not understand like trying to build a story and telling a story certain wise that way, and it'd just be like he'd have to stay on top the whole time, and like Bad News Allen never really understood that, so that's kind of what he was saying too.
Yeah.
All right, two more super chats, and we're closing this baby out. Excuse me. Oh my god. All right, Ace Romano.
Pass it.
I know, right? Is Meltzer someone who should pick a hand? Is Dave Meltzer someone who should pick a hand?
Nah. Not one of my hands.
Nope. There you go. Thomas follows up with the $5. Thank you, Thomas. Having a more reserved personality, did you ever catch any heat? And how do you feel about the modern spots in wrestling?
I don't think I would call it heat, but when I watched my A&E bio on RVD, the takeaway from that, from my perspective, was that my sense of balance and laid back position makes WWE office people think that I don't care or want it enough. So I did definitely get that. And truth is, maybe I don't, I mean, I only want it as much as I want it. Do I want it enough to kiss ass? No. Do I want it enough to, I don't even want to take anyone else's position or anyone else's job. You know what I mean? Like I don't like, I'd rather they have it. It means a lot more to them. If there's an opening, that's one thing, but that's how I feel. Like it's a dog eat dog kind of world. And I feel like if I knew like I was taking someone else's position, even if I'm a bigger star than them or a better move, better marketing, whatever, better business decision, I still would much rather everybody that really wants a job in this business, I'm pulling for them. I had my time, and I'm fucking still around, and I'll still be consistent. But what was the question? It was like, because it was also about spots more than about today's spots.
Yes. What do you think about what do you think about modern spots in wrestling?
I think I think that it became about it too much about it. I think just the spots seem to be more important than protecting the business. So even if setting up a spot takes away from the match too much, now they would do it anyway. And it used to be, then you don't do it. It takes away from the match too much. And so it's a different, I just prefer the way we did it, because now it's like sometimes it seems like a contest of stunts and spots, and it seems like they've made a dive over the top rope to the floor mean as much as a shoulder tackle used to mean. And so for my preference, I think there's too many, but I will say it's probably safer, and I'm probably not putting safety in perspective of it being the number one most important rule, which maybe it is now. I don't know. I definitely didn't come in with safety first. I came in, business first. If you get a bloody nose, it's good for the business. I loved all the black eyes that I had throughout my years with all my foot. Yeah, absolutely. And now if you set up just a countless amount of high spot after high spot, and if you throw clotheslines at an 8-foot giant when the guy's ducking underneath it, it's safer. You're damn sure not going to hit him even if he doesn't duck. But that's not where I'm at. So maybe that's where I'm outdated. I don't know.
No, I don't think you are outdated. I think that's just the way.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
but if someone says, hey, we don't want to hurt each other, and that's more important, then okay, that's another angle that it turned that I wasn't necessarily aware of, and I can say, hey, we fucking throw the clothesline at their fucking head, and if they don't duck, then it doesn't look like you're trying to throw over their head on purpose, and then you could say, yeah, but you caught the guy in the face and in his lip or whatever, and then it's like, well, that's true. If you want to eliminate that possibility, then you set everything up to make it all just one after another nerf supported high spot, get 50 guys to catch your dive, whatever. I don't know if that's what they're thinking as far as priority. I don't know where that falls on the list. I was seeing something recently where someone did a dive and the guy didn't catch him that good and the guy crashed. And I was thinking, now back in the day, that's definitely on the diver. It's like, if you're going to do a crazy move, like jumping out all the way to the floor, fucking 10 feet below, that's, or 8 feet below, that's your risk. That's a high risk fucking move, and you can't expect most people to know. There's certain guys that are good catchers, and then there's other ones not so much, and that's how it used to be. Now I wonder who gets the heat. Maybe the guy that was supposed to catch him gets in trouble because that's one of the things that you're taught now, and then you're supposed to know. I don't know.
I know from a fan perspective, I think anytime there's one of those spots that get missed, usually the heat goes from the fan side. The heat goes on the guy that's supposed to catch him. They're like, oh, why they did a horrible job at catching that person, or they weren't there to help him out. That's what it usually feels like. But I don't know between the wrestler psychology or the dynamic of that exactly.
Or the office, like if the office is mad at someone, I wonder who would it be? Because so many guys sidestep me that we've talked about and just have horrible shitty catches, and I would never let them know, even if I bounced my fucking tailbone off the ground, because I was like, well, fuck them. I'm the one that chose to dive, and I'm living by that decision, so I ain't crying about it.
You ain't gonna see me crying.
That might be different now.
Yeah. Who knows? I don't know. I'm always for like Nash mentioned on his podcast too. Like when he would throw a punch, knowing that guy has to duck, or else he's really gonna get hit. But that's part of the if you duck, then you're gonna miss. That's the spot that's being called. But he's gonna really throw that punch, and so it's just you go back. I'll watch you and Jerry Lynn go at it, and then I'll watch the modern wrestling product. There's certainly a distinct difference, a visual difference of what's going on in the ring a lot of the times, because you guys are so tight and you guys are trying to out wrestle and outdo each other. Whereas this one, that's a lot of this seems maybe it might, certainly is safer, but is that really what's coming into play? Or are you just thinking about the next move that you got to do? That's what I kind of feel about too.
Maybe there's no reason to not be safer if you're gonna try to smarten everybody up and make them think, that it's even softer than it is, like they do.
Yeah. I don't know. Interesting.
I don't know.
All right. Well, Frankie, he said that this has been one of the best live streams. A lot of great questions. So, yeah.
Hey, see, we just take it for granted. All the shit we drop, we be changing subjects so quick here and shit.
So
never
quick.
know what somebody might be getting out of it.
That's it.
Cheers from Brazil, by the way.
Yes, I was gonna pop that one up too. Yeah, somebody from Brazil chimed in. So thank you for tuning in. And then Menteria. I'm smoking off an apple, old school RVD style. So nice. There we go. Hell yeah. Well, cool, Rob. What a good show then. We did a good job, even though We were all over the place, but hey, it was a fun one. It was a blast. So I like it.
Cool. I really do like the mud water, by the way. I've been drinking that mushroom coffee. And
Yeah.
So thank you, Mud Water, for sending that. I don't know if
I think
you told them to send it or they just sent it or whatever. But
no, they
it's
sent
good.
it. I like it too, Rob.
Quick. I like because we have like you put the beans in and grind it and all that, and it's like that's supposed to be like the freshest way. But man, when that thing runs empty and it's like I can either make a whole new pot or I can put like just a spoonful of this in, and I have instant hot water too. So you don't even have to microwave it or whatever. It's that quick. It's so quick. So
Do you use the frother too, Rob? Do you use a little frother? Oh, you don't.
I use rum chata.
Oh, there you. But the little frother machine they give you, the contraption.
Yeah, I don't use it.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
What does it do? I don't know.
It like you stick it in there and it like mixes it all up real quick. It's really cool.
But is it like a little skimmer gimmick?
Yeah. Basically, like the things at the end, and then you just plop it in there. Like you only have your cup halfway filled with it, and then you and it like stirs it up real good. Yeah.
Katie uses that for other things. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Juices, and whatnot. Yeah.
Whatnot. But
Yeah,
fans can use it too. Go to use promo code RVD, I believe. You get 43% off. Plus, they send you a free frother. So check it out. Mudwater.com. MUDWTR.com. So there we go. Got a quick plug in.
I don't know. What do you think about Tuesday? Just I don't know. We'll do whatever.
I like Tuesdays.
You still have this on like my X Live, and then like before you gave us some numbers based on being on that and this at the same time.
Yeah. So I'll take a look too what X did during the show here. But right now we're in actually a dead tie because I did a poll this whole show. We had 45 votes total. I said, what night do you prefer RVD to go live on? And I said Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So Monday and Tuesday are tied right now at 40%, and Wednesday is 20%. So we can I'll run another poll on your X account and see.
I was thinking because like I was going to ask a friend to be on it. Thanks, Ace Ramon. I love my beautiful babies. I was thinking about asking, and then I was thinking, but I wonder if he's busy on Monday. Like, I don't even know if he fucking does, if he's on one of the shows, And then, so when you said talking about doing it Tuesday, I thought maybe that's better for that, Like Booker before, I asked him about doing one, and he's with WWE. That might be hard, and then I was thinking about MVP, and then I was thinking about
MVP would be awesome.
But do you think we need a day like when we're not competing against wrestling, or you don't think that matters? Because
I don't know, because like I said, when I would check the numbers on Monday Night Raw, like they're pretty still good numbers, that we get live.
Who the hell can answer the question? What's
That's
the best damn time and best day to get the best fucking people?
Well, I'll run another poll on your X account and see what people.
Whatever. If it don't matter, it don't matter. It's not like we're doing everything we can for the highest numbers. We just want to make sure we're reaching our fan base. That's all.
That's it. That's the key component here.
Yeah.
So get some RVDology cooking. So good stuff, Rob. This was fun, man. This was fun. Do you got anything to plug, or do you have any appearances coming up, or?
Not before we will do another show of this. So,
all right.
I'm going to be coming up at the, but we'll have time to talk about it at the Ontario Comic Con in California. Haven't done that one, so looking forward to it.
Yeah. Then you're going to Spokane too. Spokane later on in June. So.
Yep. Yeah, dude. All right, cool. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, gang, for all tuning in.
Everybody have a good week. Hope everybody recovered from WrestleMania week.
I know. I'm still recovering. I lost my voice. Where's my voice at? I can't find it.
Someone said let you go fucking rest. Me, not so much. Maybe it's the
Although,
maybe it's the peptides, but I didn't fucking lose my energy at all this time.
yeah, we were rocking and rolling.
I'm still going.
Still
go.
cooking. Still
You
cooking.
see my fiery entrance on JCW? They couldn't hold me back.
Couldn't know. Rob was all intense on that.
Yeah.
Wild,
They
man.
required me apart on that, and I was like, I was laughing at it though. That's funny.
I'll have to go watch it. I'll go watch it and see.
Like,
All
really
right, guys.
cool.
We'll see you next time here on One of a Kind with who? That's with RVD.
I hope you do.
Enjoy.
Yeah. Enjoy, everybody.